Hi there, and welcome to our SD9, SD90, or SD60. My name is AJ at KETRON USA, and today we're going to be talking about the intriguing features on the KETRON SD9 series and how you can use these for live performances when you're on the stage or for studio production. A lot of times, the whole idea of the purpose and usage of an arranger is sometimes misunderstood. An arranger is a very, very powerful tool indeed in the hands of a musician. And a lot of times, you sometimes will be amazed to understand that you can actually use the arranger as your foundation, as your sketch pad when it comes to music production. And we're going to show you how you can use some unique features found in the SD9, SD90, and SD60 for that particular purpose as well. But before we do that, let's go into some of the very, very intriguing sounds. We're going to be going through the AjamSonic 2.0 sounds and styles today for today's demonstration purposes. And I want you to compare that with your standard or your regular SD9, SD9, or SD60 that you have back at home. Sorry, SD9, SD90, or SD60. Too many nines in there. Okay, so you're going to listen to how clean the sound is, and most importantly, especially when it comes to the styles, listen to how each individual sound actually cuts right through the mix. So when you hear a style, most styles have 8, 9, or 10 parts going together, and some of the drawbacks in the arranger is that everything sounds muffled and it's busy, and it hinders you from performing. Well, with the AjamSonic 2.0, we have try to eliminate that to the best of our capability. Now you can actually hear the sonic presence of each and every individual instrument together with the DSP processing that's going on all those different channels. But let me not just talk about it. Let me show you exactly what it is. I'm going to start off by demonstrating the nice, luscious, great piano, which is the most intriguing sound for any keyboard player. Of course, you heard me actually layer that piano with some nice sweet pads indeed, and I was using the pedals on there to also call up some of the other effects in one case, and a layered piano. So if you listen to this, okay, if I do go ahead and just to put the pedal down there for a second, if I can show you, I'll try and do that. You see I have the pedals over here, okay? So I can actually bring in and out either my second voice or my pads. And right over here, I have my sustain pedal, okay? Of course, I can also use that to either sustain both the piano and the pad, or just sustain only the piano, okay? And have the sound and have the pads have their natural delay. So there's a couple of things that I'm doing back here with the pedals to be able to bring in the various elements as I'm performing for you. So with that said, you noticed how that particular piano was actually how it sounded. Now, if you involve or if you include that piano with a style, I want you to pay attention and listen to how that sound is going to cut through the mix of a busy style. Let me pick something here which is a little bit jazzy for you. How about this? And so there you have it. Very, very nice indeed. And if you notice, the styles are actually toned down, right? They're not too busy because it allows you and it inspires you to actually play. That's the whole idea of the Arranger keyboard. You can sit on this machine for hours and hours and just be inspired to come up with amazing tunes, okay? Amazing arrangements. Let's move on. Now, one of the great features on this machine is the ability to be able to change variations, okay, of the style and have those also change your right-hand voices. If you notice in the beginning, I had to, pretty much press a lot of buttons to change voices and sounds, okay? But what if you would actually want the machine to do that for you? In other words, if you're in variation A, you want the sound to be, let's say, the grand piano. And if you're in variation B, you want that sound to change to something else, okay? And C and D. So what do? There's a feature on there. If I go and show you the screen real quick, if I go in here to voice and variation, and you see the first row gives you 4 voices. Now each of those voices are actually assigned to these buttons over here, which means that if I turn that feature on by pressing voice to ABC, when I'm in variation A, I'm going to hear that nice grand piano, okay? When I go to B, I'm going to hear the alto soft sax. Okay. When I go to C, I'm going to hear the trumpet. And when I go to D, I'm going to hear the smooth jazz guitar. Okay. So this is pretty much allows you, as you can see, when I'm going back and forth, the sounds are being picked automatically. Let's keep on with the same demonstration with the same style so you can see what I was doing again. All right. And pay attention to the screen as I'm performing. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a chord. With the B4 piano. Version B, something else different. Each sound plus to the mix. And there you have it, okay? Being able to switch voices, again, the more your fingers remain on the keyboard, the better your performance, right? And so we have all these features in there which are meant and designed to help you focus on your performance, focus on your creativity, focus on your music. So over to the screen right now, you have this element over. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to live modeling. Okay, and that gives you the different parts that are right now performing in Arranger A. Go to Arranger B, it's going to switch over and tell you what's playing, Arranger C, what have you. Either way, the style remains very basic. So what I want to do right now is I have empty spots over there, which I can add other elements to this particular music. So in the first case, for example, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to touch and hold this for 2 seconds, and you're going to see on the right hand side it's asking me, what do I want to put into chord number 3? And in this case, I'm going to pick, let's see, a category of orchestral voices. Okay, I want to do that. You see, it's asking me for what particular group I want to go in. Okay, so I want to probably go into the ensemble group. I'm going to press ensemble, and it gives me a whole bunch of different ensemble parts, choir voices, brass sections. So you turn the wheel and you have more and more. I'm looking for some strings. If I pick this particular one here, you can hear the string in the background, okay? Let me just pick another one just to be more accurate. Give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay? And I can go now here on the screen, get out of there, and go to the volume tab, okay? And I can increase the volume of that particular sound. Again, listen to how it cuts through the mix, okay? And this is being done just for arrange array. And when I change the chords like so, you can actually see that the strings actually follow me. Okay? I just did that in a few seconds, okay? So that string is following me. And I can play along with that in arranger A. If I now go to arranger B, okay, I can now add something else in there. In that empty spot over here, number 4. Touch and hold that for 4 seconds. And this is going to open up. And maybe I want to add, let's see, a piano line, okay? I'm going to touch piano. And it's going to open up and give me different categories. I'm going to go into Latin for the sake of it. And let's see what I want to add in there. What Latin piano do I want to add in there? Okay? Maybe I want to add something like a salsa. I'm going to hit salsa 1. I see it's a little bit too busy. We try salsa number 6. And again, as I'm changing the chords, this is changing with me, okay? So I'm just being inspired now to perform and to play. And have the machine follow me with this, okay? Let me go back in there and change that piano sound. Maybe it's a little bit too much. I'm going to go into a sampler. Let's see. So again, I'm doing all this just to show you how powerful this tool called live modeling and how it can be used for an actual music production. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go back now into variation A, which is a little bit low, mellow, and gentle, and take it up from there. So I was able to just produce something from nowhere, okay? And what is interesting about the live modeling is you can turn those parts on and off in real time, okay? So if I touch it, you see it goes white, and I just turn off those strings. I can even turn off the bass if I wanted to, all from this screen. So if I hit start right now, bring in those strings again just by simply touching the pad. Bring in the bass. Go to variation D if I wanted to. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is a very, very powerful machine indeed. There's tons of features on there, and I'm just taking today to show you, when you look at the manual, it sounds like it's gibberish, if that word even exists. Gibberish? Yeah. In other words, something you can understand. But I want to show you how these tools like live modeling, voice to A, B, C, D, which in the manual doesn't make much sense maybe, but when I show you how you can use that, and you're like, aha, I knew there was something I could get out of that, right? So let's move on. Now, while we talk about music creation and just being creative, let's do something wacko, something creative indeed, okay? Let's take a style, for example, like a 12/8 style, all right? And that time signature. And let's see, again, using the live modeling tool, okay? We can actually combine that, all right? Combine that time signature coming from the style with, let's say, a 4/4 from a live guitar, right? And you're gonna say, AJ, that's getting crazy. What are you talking about? How can you combine time signatures? And what are you gonna get? What's the result gonna look like, right? Well, let's find out. That's all again in creativity. When you create music, there is no boundary. There's no boundaries, no limitation. The sky is your limit. So I'm gonna pick a style here. Let me take you to the screen. And again, we're in live modeling, okay? And I'm gonna touch the live guitar that we have in there right now. Touch and hold for 2 seconds, and I go into the live guitar page. Now remember, this is a 12/8 time signature. I'm going to go into electric guitar, and I'm going to pick, let's say, electric guitar 16, electric guitar number 6. Yeah, that's a 4/4. A little bit too loud. I'm going to touch the volume knob, and I'm going to bring that down. Bring that down. Turn the knob, okay? I'm bringing down the volume. You see exactly what I'm doing right here on my screen. Keep bringing the volume a little bit lower, and that live guitar is following my progression, okay? So again, what are we doing here? We have a 4/4, okay? Pretty interesting. And then, of course, I can just play a lead line along with that. Okay, it's just having fun with the machine for the most part. The tools are available at your fingertips, and all you have to do is, well, know how to use them, number one, but more interestingly, don't limit yourself to whatever is out there right now. Just explore and use the tools to the best of your advantage, right? Okay. Yeah, the beauty of music. And there you have it. So you notice how we put everything together, the beat, the bass, the drums. I mean, actually, thank goodness we have the live controls, the faders, okay? So that allows us to be able to instantly and quickly go over and bring in and out different parts. For example, I can take out, the drums and and leave just the chords going in on that tune. And depending on what variation I'm at, bring in the bass. Drum and live guitars. And so on and so forth. It gives you so much capability, so many options. The sky is really your limit indeed when it comes to your music production when you're using one of our KETRON products, especially the SD9, SD60, and SD90. Now in a bit, we're going to go over to the audio, probably not today, but we'll see how much more time we have, okay? And we're going to switch out and get into the audio. And again, just to give people, a feeling of what these boards are both capable of doing. Okay, let's stick with the creativity and get some more of this done. One of the most difficult instruments to emulate on a keyboard, because of the way the keyboards are designed, is the guitar, especially the acoustic electric guitar. So I'm going to show you how you can use the live guitars that are found in the unit to your advantage. And this is going to be very interesting indeed, because I'm going to actually be playing a guitar sample live, okay? But also I'm going to bring in the live guitar that's also in the arrangement, and then build up my music or build up my tune from that. Something like this. So sometimes it's not just everything having to be heavy, heavy, and you can actually just have a song with two chords, and the instrument makes you sound good, right? I think that it's not. Yeah, you have to know how to play, of course, but the instrument brings out the best in you. I think that's my opinion. The deeper you get into it, the more you get involved in it, and the more you want to just sit there and play. We've been going now for about 45 minutes or thereabout, and I see more people coming in. Nobody's leaving yet so far, so there's got to be something there, right? Something that just attracts you, and that's what the KETRON does. The KETRON SD9, SD90, SD60, they just make you want to play. One of the most amazing features that these arranger workstations offer is the ability to play live guitars and live drums. Now, those would just sound like phrases for the moment, but when you listen to a live drummer play, that's who makes you really dance. Drum and bass, okay? Drum and bass. So on the SD9, we do have live drums. And I'm going to take you on a quick little tour on this particular piece right here. Listen to this, what the drummer is doing right here. And you can just go on and on and on that groove, okay? That Caribbean island groove just makes you wanna. I mean, now it's winter on the northern hemisphere, but still you want to get some of that island feel, island coconut feel going through your system, right? Well, the SD9 can get you there despite the snow outside, right? So this is very, very interesting indeed. So we're going to do one more piece, and then we're going to call it a day for today, all right? And I'll see if I can get some time to squeeze in that audio like I promised before. But let's do one more on the SD9. Again, I want to show you the flexibility and how it's easy to get around and navigate the instrument while you do your performance. Now remember, when you're in the studio, you're going to have a lot more time to carefully go through and actually be precise in what you're doing, right? So everything I'm doing right now, including the mistakes that I just did on the live show, It's just to show you the ease of use and how you can control this. Don't let the looks scare you, okay? The more buttons you have on the keyboard, the easier and quicker it is to get to different functionalities. In the studio, you have time to sit there and spin the wheel and search and touch, so those keyboards look beautiful. But when you're playing live, if you only have 3 buttons, that becomes a very, very tedious task. One of the good things about a modern arranger is that you can take older sounds, vintage sounds. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, you can take vintage sounds, right? And you can mix them up with the new modern stuff. So we're going to try and do like a nice jazz piece, okay? But it's going to be a mixture of organ and some nice luscious sounds as well. Pay attention also to those live drums, okay? This is my drummer right here. And you can hear the way the brushes are moving on that snare, okay? Live drums. Nothing beats a live drummer. The live drums just captures the sound the way it was meant to be heard by human beings. Bring in the bass player. Now I'm going to bring in the live guitar player as well. Here we go. Control the volume of that live guitar player anytime. And so you have it, right? I'm just basically playing or laying back and letting the instrument do its thing. And all you do is, play the right notes. You might make some mistakes here and there, but that's part of live performances. A lot of good songs actually came out of mistakes, just so you know. So don't be scared to dive in, and you're not going to spoil it. You're not going to break it. You're just going to find something that nobody else has discovered with your music and with this technology at your fingertips. So I hope you have enjoyed today's show. Again, we were all over the place just trying to show how you can use this instrument to create music as a tool, as a songwriting tool, for an example. Also used, again, to perform live, be that in a church, place of worship, or on a stage in front of an audience. The SD9 fits right there for you. It fits right there within your needs. If you are also a MIDI user using a MIDI guitar or using a MIDI accordion, check out the SD90, which is the module version of the SD9 without the keys and without the wheels, okay? But you have the same technology and the same capability and features that are found in the SD90 keyboard. And we shall leave you off with this nice number right here. Okay, so we were able to bring in the Audio 5, okay, and this time I actually have a microphone here, a Shure microphone plugged in directly into the keyboard. For the sake of this demonstration, I want to use this demonstration to answer as many questions as possible, including some of the differences between the Audio series and the SD series with the color touchscreen. Okay, so let's look at the panel here real quick. As you can see, the microphone is dry. All right, and if I switch over here so you can look at the top of the keyboard, on the right here we have the microphone voice drone setting. Okay, and you can see them flashing. When you hit them together, it takes out the effect. If I only hit the microphone, turn it on and off, I have the effects, which you can hear right now. Okay, and one of the things that the audio series does is that in most of the functions, it goes deep. All right, it goes very, very deep. So for an example, on the microphone here, if I press and hold that for 2 seconds, and it takes me to the microphone edit screen. Right there, you can see that. Okay, so if I take you guys to the screen, you can now see what the screen looks like. And these are different presets we have. Now, if I press the edit button, I'm looking at the wrong view here. So if I press the edit button on the panel, which will be this button right here, you can now watch and see the screen goes into that. Okay, so this is how much deeper the audio goes compared to the SD series. All right, you can actually tweak compressor, limit, EQ, and that's just on the microphone. You can do the same thing on the harmonizer as well. And as you can notice, you have 2 microphones, okay? Microphone 1 and microphone number 2. So I can, just by pressing the buttons on the side, access the settings for each of the mics, okay? I go in there to the reverb, all right? My screen now looks like this, right? I have different presets in there, and of course, if I turn the wheel, I can go down to the user and program my own. These are some of the things that differentiate the SD series from the audio, or vice versa. Okay, the audio goes very, very deep. Okay, also you will notice that the SD is a 3-part vocal harmonizer. If I go to the vocalizer setting here on this audio 5 and go into edit, you will notice that the audio is a 5-part vocal harmonizer. If I touch voice edit right there, okay, look at the screen real quick, and you can see I can actually have access to 5 different harmonies, 5 different vocal parts. And each of those parts have their volume levels, their pan levels, format levels, detune, cutoff. So I can program each of those voices individually, okay? And so the vocalizer on the audio series does go very, very deep, as you can see. But I wanted to point this out because a lot of people were asking for some of the differences. This is going to come into play in the demonstration I'm about to do in terms of the vocal, different vocal settings, okay? So let me get out of there. I just wanted to show you that real quick. Get back into my microphone, press both together, and now I'm in talk mode, no effects, okay? So I'm going to pick this tune here, slow shuffle, sorry, this style rather, and I'm going to do this popular tune, a tune that was made popular by late Don Williams. I'm sure most of you will already have heard about this, and feel free to sing along as well, okay? All right, let me go back and deactivate the talk mode and get back into my microphone. And here we go. You play a score on my finger. You brought love like I've never. You gave life to our children, and to me a reason to go on. You're my bread when I'm weak. You're my shelter from troubled wind. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. You're always strong when I'm tired and weak. I could search this whole world over, you'd still be everything that I need. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled wind. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. Let me hear you all sing now. You're my bread when I'm hungry. Oh, sounds so sweet. You're my shelter from trouble when that's beautiful. You're my anchor from life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. We gotta do it again. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. You guys are all truly my best friend. Ciao. See you all very soon. SD9, we do have live drums, and I'm going to take you on a quick little tour on this particular piece right here. Listen to this, what the drummer is doing right here. And you can just go on and on and on that groove. Okay, that's that Caribbean island groove just makes you wanna. I mean, now it's winter on the northern hemisphere, but still you want to get some of that island feel, island coconut feel going through your system, right? Well, the SD9 can get you there despite the snow outside, right? So this is very, very interesting indeed. So we're going to do one more piece and then we're going to call it the day for today. All right. And I'll see if I can get some time to squeeze in that audio like I promised before. But let's do one more on the SD9. Again, I want to show you the flexibility and how it's easy to get around and navigate the instrument while you do your performance. Now, remember, when you're in the studio, you're going to have a lot more time to carefully go through and actually be precise in what you're doing, right? So everything I'm doing right now, including the mistakes that I just did on the live show, is just to show you the ease of use and how you can control this. Don't let the looks scare you, okay? The more buttons you have on the keyboard, the easier and quicker it is to get to different functionalities. In the studio, you have time to sit there and spin the wheel and search and touch, so those keyboards look beautiful. But when you're playing live, if you only have 3 buttons, that becomes a very, very tedious task. One of the good things about a modern arranger is that you can take older sounds, vintage sounds. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, you can take vintage sounds, right? And you can mix them up with the new modern stuff. So we're going to try and do like a nice jazz piece, okay? But it's going to be a mixture of organ and some nice luscious sounds as well. Pay attention also to those live drums, okay? This is my drummer right here. And you can hear the way the brushes are moving on that snare, okay? Live drums. Nothing beats a live drummer. The live drums just captures the sound the way it was meant to be heard by human beings. Bring in the bass player. Now I'm going to bring in the live guitar player as well. Here we go.